Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, what we're gonna talk about is multiple time frame confluence. Now, what does a multiple time frame confluence means? Basically, it means that in order for you to have a higher rate of confirmation for your trades, you have to have a clear trend and market structure bias through using the multiple time frames, or what we call the top-down analysis. Now, these time frames you'll be using should agree with each other's trend bias and market structure before you enter a trade. Basically, top-down analysis means that you are going through multiple time frames, starting from a higher time frame, going to the lower time frames to better time your entries. There are a lot of ways to execute a top-down analysis, but in this video, I will discuss how I do top-down analysis for my trades. So for me, there are 3 time frames I look out for. The first is for the structure of the market. So this is where I make sure whether the market I'm going to enter is in an uptrend, downtrend, or in a ranging market. Now, this gives me a directional bias of the market I'm going to enter. The second time frame would be for the behavior of the market. This gives me a clearer idea whether the market is getting a lot of fake outs, weak rejections, or is it creating higher highs and higher lows, or is there a pattern that it's breaking out from, such as those things. Now, lastly, the third time frame, this is where we put our entries. So, kung ang bias natin sa mga higher time frame is uptrend, then what we're looking for is a long position entry. On the other hand, kung downtrend naman ang bias natin, then we look for an entry for a short position. Now, paano naman kung ranging market? I personally don't trade on a ranging market. Why? Kasi there's too much uncertainty when it comes to ranging market. Wala siyang clear trend if it's going up or downwards. And I don't want to risk a trade I'm not confident with. Which is why, what we do during ranging markets is we wait for a breakout with a supporting momentum and confirmation before we enter a trade. But until we don't see those conditions, we do not enter a trade. Remember, sometimes the best trade is the trade that you didn't take. Okay? So now let's go to the actual charts. Now, we are here on Rune USDT, and the first time frame we're gonna use as our structural time frame is the 4-hour time frame. Now, looking at this chart, what is the directional bias you can see? Now, most of you would look at this chart as a whole. If you are a position trader or swing trader, then that would be fine. But if you are an intraday trader or a day trader, this is where we'll focus on. Remember that we are on a 4-hour time frame. Therefore, each candle here represents a 4-hour representation. And looking on this farthest left would be like looking at the previous week's performance, which is not relevant for a day trader because what we are looking for is the intraday volatility of the market. You don't need to complicate things by looking for the previous support and resistance nung mga nakaraang buwan or nakaraang linggo, kasi ang main focus mo is to execute the trade within the day. Therefore, this is where we will focus on. So in this part, what is our directional bias? So we have here an uptrend, then here a downtrend, but remember, each candle here represents a 4-hour time frame, and what we are looking for is the current trend bias. So this part. And as for me, there is no clear bias here. Kasi currently, it looks like it's in a ranging market. So what we're gonna do is to draw the areas of value where it seems that it is having a hard time to break. So, ito yung magiging resistance and then support area natin. Again, we have no clear trend bias yet. So, hindi tayo mag-enter ng long or short position trade with just this data we have. Going back, now that we have our uncertain bias, which is a ranging market, and also we have our highs and lows, let's now go to our behavioral time frame, which is the 1-hour time frame. Here we can see a clear idea of the whole market movement, which is in a ranging market. As you can see, it is also within our highs and lows. Now, what we're gonna do is to wait for a clear directional bias, whether if it would break above or below our range with a supporting momentum of this breakout. And also, an additional confirmation. So, let's see what the market does next. Now, we see here that a candle closed above our resistance with a supporting momentum relative to our candlestick's body size, but we do not enter a trade here just yet. Why? Because we have to wait and confirm that this will continue to be an uptrend move and not just a fake out. So now we can go to our entry time frame and wait for a right timing for our entry on a long position trade. Now we are here on the 15-minute time frame. You can use whichever entry time frame you're more confident with as long as you always wait for confirmation. Just like this one. If we entered immediately a long position here, and some of you will put a tight stop loss thinking that baka mag-pump na yung price and mapag-iwanan, so nafo-FOMO or fear of missing out. Which is why nag-enter sila ng trade once the price breaks out from our areas of value. So let's see what the market does next. So if we entered here, then dito pa lang na-stop out ka na ng market. Remember, you don't need to be the first one to enter the market. Naranasan ko kasi before, nung baguhan pa lang ako, ang mindset ko is kung tataas itong market na to, so kung mag-enter ako dito pa lang, mas malaki yung magiging gains ko. Which is wrong in so many aspects. You don't need to be the first one to enter the market. What you need is to be the most confident when entering the market. Which is why we always wait for a confirmation that it would continue to go uptrend. How? Through retesting this area of value. Kasi if this is a really strong area of value, it would retest this area before it explodes into a huge movement, just like in this example. So now we see that the price retested itong area of value natin, and again it broke out from it with a supporting momentum, but this time with a larger sized candlestick body, which adds more confirmation that it has a strong bullish pressure. So now we can enter the market here, putting our stop loss below our now current support area. And then in terms of targets, what you can do is to look for the previous highs and set it as your take profit targets. So target 1, target 2, and then target 3. Oh, and I'll teach you something you can do to secure your profits and not regret that the market kept going high. So, let's say ito muna yung gagawin nating target. Then, let's see what the market does. So, now it reached our first target. So, what you can do is you can move your stop loss to your entry point, and then either you take half of your profit once it reaches this target, or you just let it open until you are fully satisfied with your gains. And then, now that our stop loss is at our entry point, so kahit bumalik man siya, at least wala ka nang magiging loss sa trade na ito. So break even lang. Now going back, let's continue what the market does next. So again, our second target is hit We can now move our stop loss on our first target. So, kung babalik man yung price pababa, at least secured na itong profit mo dito. So, wala ka nang talo, di ba? So, it's up to you if you are happy with your gains or you'll remain this trade open. So, try natin ulit and let's see what the market does next. Oops! Let's see. So, lowest in this candle is 9.104 and our stop loss is at 9.099. So, muntik na, pero we're still not stopped out here. So, let's continue. And now, our target number 3 is hit. So, that's all. Always remember to take profit whenever you are happy with your gains, okay? Focus on how much you are risking on each trade, not how much will you gain, kasi at the end of the day, there's no guarantee for a winning trade. You have to think of a way wherein you'll still be able to protect your capital and trade more in order for you to learn more, okay? So, that's all for this video. If it was helpful, kindly hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one.